Hey there guys, welcome back to What Cheers. I'm Nick as always. Tonight we're going to take a look at a beer from Jack's Abbey Brewing Company called Excess IPL. This comes to me courtesy of Jordan, who actually works at Jack's Abbey. He has been a long-time viewer and fan of my reviews, and we've been talking back and forth for quite a while, and he's been trying to get me to come up there to hang out and go do a tour of the brewery and just shoot the shit and have a couple beers together. So I finally was able to do that this week, and I have been up to Jack's Abbey many times before meeting Jordan, but I've been very busy lately, so I finally got up there, and he's a really awesome guy. He is the head of inventory and for the front of house and packaging line there at Jack's Abbey. So very, very cool stuff. And yeah, one of the standout beers for me that were on tap when I went up was the Excess IPL. Now, I had this beer on tap in Rhode Island before, but I wasn't sure if it was bottled. Turns out it is draft only, and I had it again at the brewery, so I was already familiar with how good it was, and it is just a mind-blowingly good IPL. So if you guys aren't familiar, Jack's Abbey does all lager beers. So they do all their beers lagered, but they do them in all the styles of, you know, super juicy hoppy IPLs, where it would be IPAs, stuff like that. They do all different styles, but they all are lager based, and it's very, very cool. I don't really know of any brewery in the country that does nothing but lagers, but has their own take on every style in a lager form. And they really, really do an absolutely fantastic job with every beer that they do. I haven't had a bad beer from Jack's Abbey before. And so this one, guys, is their Excess IPL. And a little cheat sheet here on the phone. Yeah, so this came out in April 2015, so it's a fairly new release from them. I watched a video that the owner did on it too, and he was saying how it's pretty much the culmination of everything they've learned as far as aromatics and flavor in their hoppy beers combined. So it's a very exceptional creation here, and it's 7.2% alcohol, so pretty much like a standard IPA percentage, but it's an IPL. And this one is hopped with Citra, Chinook, Equinox, Calypso, and Simcoe. So it's hopped with 5 different hops. It says, we're celebrating hop-mania with our outrageously hoppy lager, Excess IPL. Various methods of hopping throughout the brewing and lagering process maximize the hop aromas from Citra, Chinook, Equinox, Calypso, and Simcoe. With bold hop aromatics and flavors, this India Pale Lager is packed to the brim with intense hop goodness. And I have to admit, like I said, this is really one of the best, I mean, it's probably the best juicy hoppy IPL I've ever had. Maybe besides their triple dry hopped Hop-Onius Union, which is super, super limited. It's only for festivals typically. This one you can get on draft in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. And it's at the brewery, and you can get growler fills, which is what I have here. So it's pretty accessible as far as that's concerned. I don't know how often they brew it, if it's always on or if it's just like a rotating brew. But anyways, guys, I'm rambling. Yeah, I had a wonderful trip up to Jack's Abbey. Jordan is a great, great guy who works there, and I had a really wonderful tour with him through the brewery, and I took a lot of pictures on my phone. So what I'll do is I'll post a link. I'm going to do a photo album post type thing on the What Cheers Facebook page, and I'll put a link to that in the description of this video below, so you guys can go there and sort of see my little blog, photo blog on my trip up to Jack's Abbey and a little behind the scenes of the brewery. So yeah, guys, let's get the Excess IPL cracked open. I don't know the IBUs on this. That's the only thing I'm not sure, but as I said, 7.2%, and it's been out of the fridge for about a half hour now. At time of recording, this growler is only 2 days old. I was just up there 2 nights ago, so it's 2 days old from getting filled. So let's go ahead and get it cracked open, guys, and I'll tell you what this beer is all about. All right, guys, got the Excess IPL poured out here, and wow, it is smelling so freaking good in here right now. This beer is pretty remarkable for an IPL, but we'll get into that in a second. Head is pretty much dissipated, didn't bring up much of a head. It's sort of just tightly packed, slightly off-white head. Yeah, I can recirculate a little bit. See a little bit of lacing showing up already, alcohol legs a little bit, but just a slightly off-white, super tightly packed, small bubble head. And let's get a look at the appearance in this. It is crystal clear, guys. As pretty much with all their beers, with these lagers, they are crystal clear, and it just looks like a very bright orange slash lemon kind of color to it. Yeah, very, very bright orange. Away from the light, it's a darker, deeper orange, kind of like a golden honey color. But yeah, guys, let's get into the aroma on this. It smells fan-fucking-tastic already. Oh, man. Oh, that is so good. If someone handed you this beer, you would never know this was a lager. It's so freaking bright and juicy. Oh, wow. Seriously, amazing aroma. Wow. Super bright, like lemon lime, sugar coated, like candied lemon lime, that kind of thing. Yeah, like lemon peel, citrus zest, a very, very zesty beer. Just bright orange, bright lemon lime. Wow. Yeah, definitely just a really bright, citrusy, juicy, extremely juicy, like mouth-wateringly juicy. But a lot of citrus zest, bright citrus fruits, just candied citrus notes as well. A touch of that lager kind of yeasty, slightly bready background to this, but very, very slight. This is all about showcasing the hops to the point where you really, like I said, you really can't tell that you're smelling a lager. It's very impressive. Yeah, I would never guess that it's a lager. Anyways, guys, smells extremely juicy, sweet, tropical, very zesty, very bright, extremely aromatic. Let's get a sip on this, guys. Cheers. Thank you, Jordan. Wow. Man, that is freaking good. Again, just like in the aroma, it doesn't really taste like a lager. It's kind of crazy. Wow, huge punch of juicy citrus sweetness up front though. Awesome stuff, guys. Wow. Second sip. It's such a smooth, it's creamy, but it's more of a smooth feeling in your mouth. That's what the lagering does to these beers. It's just so smooth. It's a huge pop of juicy, zesty, bright, sort of candied, dried citrus fruits, fresh squeezed orange juice. Yeah, it's crazy stuff, guys. Middle of the mouth, the hops really take over. Towards the finish, it becomes a little bit bitter. Basically like an orange rind, grapefruit rind bitterness. Not unpleasant, but it is there. It's not like your new, your other New England breweries like Treehouse or Trillium, where there's no bitterness. This does have a bitter end to it, but it's not unpleasant at all. It just sort of works for this beer. It's a very juicy, sweet, citrusy beer. Having that pop of bitterness in the finish is kind of nice. It's kind of refreshing after having so many other beers that are just like complete juice bombs. Wow. As I sip it more, it's just amazing. The level of complexity in this beer for a lager is crazy town. It's just nuts. The mouthfeel in this, again, it's super rich and like dense and smooth. The carbonation is really tight and spritzy. It's like a medium carbonation to this one. Definitely helps to move the beer along. 7.2%, it's completely hidden. I mean, it is beyond hidden. There's no trace of it in the aroma or the flavor. What really I love about this beer is that it's very reminiscent of some of your best New England style hoppy beers. It really is. It has the intense, dripping, fresh squeezed citrus juice notes with all of the hoppiness, but just packed into a lager form. And that's really, really impressive. It's very complex in the fact that, you know, they're using 5 different hops. There's a lot of stuff going on in this. And it's pretty perfect, guys, for a lager. I don't think you could get a better hoppy IPL. I really don't. Yeah, as I drink it more of grapefruit juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, lemon, lime, zest. Just a lot of big zesty notes in this. So bright, so aromatic, so flavorful. Again, really, really hoppy on the tongue. It dries out fairly mild, but it dries it out, and then it's left with sort of a medium bitterness. It's not a high bitterness or anything like that, but it's like a medium bitterness, I would say. Exceptional stuff. I'm gonna actually let it warm up just a few more minutes because it is still a little cold, but honestly, guys, this is as good as I remember when I first had it on tap in Rhode Island, and then it's obviously just as good as I remember having it a couple nights ago. And then, of course, this is only a day old, or 2 days old. So let me let it warm up all the way, and I'll be back with my final thoughts and score on the XS IPL. But this is absolutely phenomenal, guys. All right, guys, so I've got just a little bit left of the XS, and honestly, I'm blown away. This is as good as you could ever have an IPL. I will put that on the record. I don't think you could have a better IPL, and if it was, it probably was from Jack's Abbey, because these guys are absolutely killing it. The more I was sitting here letting this warm up and smelling it and tasting it, it really is, it's impossible to tell that this is a lager, aside from just a little bit of the way the mouthfeel works and the finish with a little bit of a biscuity bready kind of finish. But other than that, it is so aromatically hoppy and juicy and flavorfully, if that's a word, juicy and hoppy as well, that it is indistinguishable between an IPL or between a lager and an ale. It's really a crazy beer. Yeah, as it warms up too, guys, it just comes out even more intense, bright, zesty citrus notes, juiciness. There's almost no dankness to this, really. There's more of a green, sort of slightly herbaceous note, but not really in the sense of like being dank. It's just sort of like green, as in like fresh hop green kind of flavor and aroma. But mainly a citrus tropical hop bomb, guys. And it really reminds me a lot, I have to say it reminds me a lot of something more towards a Trillium beer, as opposed to a Treehouse beer, which is typically more fruit juicy. This has a little bit of that green vegetal thing to it, but ever so slight. I mean, this is just, again, a citrus zest juice bomb. Man, as it's warmed up too, just incredible. So crushable, so smooth, so sweet and juicy, hoppy as hell. I mean, it is hopped really high. Touch of that bready, crackery malt in the back end. Again, though, the only detractor of this whole beer for me, and it's a very slight thing, is the bitterness. It's like a medium bitterness in the middle of the tongue, mixed in with sort of just a biting hop character that you get, which is totally fine. It's definitely more of a West Coast kind of, bitter hoppy finish. But the beer itself is more of an East Coast juice hop bomb type of deal, and definitely has a more rich mouthfeel because it's a lager. But yeah, this plays with the big boys. This absolutely is up there. I didn't really realize just how good this beer was. I've had a few really good IPLs from Jack's Abbey before. Most notably, their Hop-mania Union's the most popular, highest selling beer, and then Mass Rising, which is their double IPL. And then I've had a few one-offs, like I said, like triple dry hopped Hop-mania Union, stuff like that. But if this is a regular offering from these guys, I highly suggest, if you're in the New England area, try to get this on tap in Rhode Island or Massachusetts, or if you're able to go to the brewery, definitely get yourself a couple growlers of this, because it's really one of the best juicy hoppy beers that's regularly available in New England right now. I can't imagine a better IPL than this anywhere right now. So yeah, like I said, it plays with the big boys that are doing all these, the ales in the same sort of style, IPAs. So yeah, I have to say, as far as the score on this, guys, well, it doesn't have enough ratings on Beer Advocate yet to have a number, which is a shame. But I am gonna go, I believe I thought about this, I think I'm gonna go 99. I mean, really, the only reason I'm not gonna go straight 100 on this beer is because of the bitterness for me. But as far as an IPL goes, and just thinking about it in general, this really stands out to me as one of the most balanced too. I think just the balance of the juiciness of the citrus notes, and then everything else about it, it's pretty damn close to perfect, guys. I mean, yeah, aside from the medium bitterness in the back end that I could really do a little less on, but it's pretty much perfect. I'm gonna go a solid 99. It is in that A+ world class range, no question about it. And it makes me happy because I feel like Jack's Abbey they don't have the hype, they don't have the crazy hysteria of the hype of beer geeks chasing after their beers or anything like that. But the truth of the matter is they're just there, and they're making amazing lagers. And maybe the lager thing isn't as exciting or as popular, or the current trend or whatever for people to get into, but that's great, because more for us, more for people who like this stuff. I think it's fantastic. I think it doesn't actually get any better than this as far as a juicy hoppy lager. So and again, it doesn't even taste like a lager, so that's really cool. And it's really just, I mean, it's a credit to the brewers over at Jack's Abbey, who just are really obviously really smart and really great craftsmen. So anyways, guys, I'm rambling on. I'm definitely glad I reviewed this beer, because I want to get the word out that go get some freaking Jack's Abbey. They're in Framingham, Massachusetts. If you guys are in the New England area, I mean, Framingham, Mass. It's not too far outside of Boston, and you could also go to Treehouse, which is in the western part. So this is definitely and Trillium in Boston, but you could definitely make a stop in Framingham and go check out the brewery. They're going to be moving into a much bigger brewery shortly. I'm not sure exactly when, but soon. And they're going to have a restaurant and all this stuff. So these guys are going to get much bigger very soon. So I think you may be hearing more about them. And I'm guessing their distribution is going to be expanded quite a bit. So maybe more states will get their beer. I could be wrong about all this, I don't know. But anyways, guys, that's it. I just wanted to get the word out about this XS IPL. It's fucking amazing. If you like hoppy New England beers, boom, gotta try this one. Amazing stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. It's gonna get a 99, solid 99 out of 100 for me, and I think that's saying a lot for a lager. So thanks again to Jordan. I really appreciate hanging out with you, man. Thanks for having me up at the brewery and giving me an awesome tour, and I appreciate it. To everyone at Jack's Abbey, thank you. And you guys are making one of my favorite beers right now, my favorite hoppy beers in New England. So keep making this beer. I don't know if it's year-round or if it's rotationally, but keep making this beer. It's fucking amazing. So 99 from me for the XS IPL from Jack's Abbey, guys. Remember to comment, subscribe, and let me know if you've had this beer before and what you think about it. I'd love to know, and I'll see you in the next beer review, guys. Cheers.